First part of chapter 22, we're going to look at the regulation of glucose metabolism and what happens here during stress as well. So the body needs to keep a stable blood glucose concentration. And we have two hormones, insulin and glucagon. They are said to be antagonistic because they act exactly in opposite directions. So let's just first take a look at what is a normal blood glucose concentration. Well, this is a range 65 to 100 when a person is fasting. And of course, it depends on many factors. Now, if the blood glucose drops down to lower than the minimum, that's what we call hypoglycemia. Hypo means less than normal. And if it's above the maximum 100, then it's hyperglycemia. When look at what happened, weakness, sweating, rapid heartbeat, you can actually have even not enough glucose in brain cells that will make the person feeling confused, eventually convulsion, coma, and eventually death. Hypoglycemia, actually, first thing will be noticed is increased urine flow, and if that hyperglycemia stay for a long period of time, you have a lot of other issues such as low blood pressure, coma, and death. We're going to discuss those. So that's just giving you here the range. So as I said, insulin and glucagon are coming from the pancreas, and they are the one who regulate the blood glucose level. So I invite you to read this, but know those tables very well because it summarizes it very well. So insulin comes from pancreatic B cells. When you see on the red is rising blood glucose concentration. Okay, so there's too much sugar glucose in the blood. Insulin is released to do what? Well, it's going to help that glucose enter the cell faster, so it can be used faster. That's the second one. Breakdown of glucose by glycolysis speed up, so you're trying to use as much sugar that exists as possible. And then the excess, where you're going to actually make some glycogen, which is the storage of glucose that will be happening in the liver and skeletal muscle. Also, if there is still a lot of sugar left, well, we can as well use it to store it in different ways. So synthesis of lipids and protein also increases. Now, when it's the reverse, when there is not enough sugar in the blood, so blood glucose, glucagon is released. And we're going to see here with that summary table very well made what happened exactly. So we start with not enough blood glucose concentration, so which is falling. So pancreatic alpha cell this time release glucagon, and it's going to do exactly the opposite. Glucose entry to cells is going to slow down. Well, we don't want to use it because we already don't have enough. Glycogen breakdown in liver speeds up. Yeah, we are going to tap onto the storage of glucose to bring back sugar into the blood. Breakdown of lipid and protein to raw material for making glucose from them. That's what we call gluconeogenesis. Neo for new. So you're making new glucose from protein and lipids, and that process is going to accelerate. So dieting, fasting, and starvation all induce a stress and same metabolic response to inadequate or non-existent intake of carbohydrate. When you don't have food, well, eventually there's a decline in blood glucose concentration and an increased release of glucose from glycogen. But then when you get to exhaust those reserves, well, metabolism turns to breakdown of proteins. Proteins is used at a rate as high as 70 grams per day. And last, lipid catabolism is mobilized, and acetyl coenzyme molecule can actually appear and accumulate, and they come from breaking down lipids.